Yeah. But, or a Salford win, because that would have given us our 6 out of 6. But credit to Trin, because it doesn't sound like they were up to much in this game, other than a few moments from Williams, really. Aside, I mean, Miller's try was a bit of a lucky one, but they took total advantage. I think Salford were down 2 men in the sin bin in the first half, weren't they? A different time, Taia went basically as the game kicked off, and Logan Tompkins went for a persistent foul, and the penalty count was massive against them early doors. So I'm not sure what Richard Silver was doing to earn his money, although I suppose he shouldn't think he has to say, Llama, keep him down, sort of thing. But
Richard Silverwood?
Yeah, Richard Silverwood's on as a consultant at Salford, isn't he, on discipline.
That's right. Yeah, but he does also spend a great deal of time on Twitter and Facebook advertising insurance for rugby players. So perhaps it's not his main line of business anymore, Mark.
Well, he got in trouble, didn't he?
Richard Silverwood and I are friends on Facebook.
He got in trouble.
We haven't joined on LinkedIn yet, though. I haven't got that close to him.
He got in trouble, didn't he? A few years. One of his indiscretions was sending on all the private details of the other referees to one of his business connections.
I like Richard Silverwood a lot. I've honestly
aside from the groping in Newcastle.
No, of course. Aside from like the reprehensible stuff that you wouldn't, like, he does seem just like a bit of a lad. Do you know what I mean?
But he doesn't look like a lad at all.
But no, actually, get him out of the refereeing gear, and if you see him like just on social media and stuff, he goes more down that road. He just does look more like a bit of a lad, really.
Well, and Salford's play in the second half probably did deserve something out of the game. And
on the subject of referees, before we move too far into that, one of Salford's tries, I suspect, had it been on a televised game, might have at least gone up to the referee and perhaps have been turned over, which was the Greg...
Oh, yeah, the Greg Johnson.
The Greg Johnson diving try. So, again, fine margins in terms of
I can't see that was a score.
No. I mean, it looked good from behind. There's so many things do in life, but I think if you saw it from the front, it might not be quite as impressive.
I think the defender coming across the back of him kind of obscured the put down, didn't it? We have to trust the officials. There's 3 of them there to see what happened. We have to trust the officials. But that was one of the ones that I was mentioning. That was one of the ones I was sort of suggesting before. But
I nearly called him Greg Richards then. I'd love to have seen him score a try like that.
Or a try.
Yeah.
Famously. Where's he in the Saints team as well? What's going on there?
Is he not there?
It's surely better than Luke Douglas, what he's been tossing up.
Luke Douglas has been utter fucking garbage. Let's call a spade a spade. I'm sorry, Salford and Wakefield fans, but yeah, what a shower of shite he's been.
But back to Salford and Wakefield, that last second thing, Salford, they did well to recover the kick-off. They flew up the field, and Murdoch Masilla, I'm not sure now how he dropped it.
No.
And I'm not sure now why he didn't pass it to Chris Wellham. Or there was a number of, I don't know, it just seems so unfortunate for them.
Just do nothing.
But Wakefield grabbed it, and the kick, the conversion was an excellent conversion on the Reece Lynn try. It wasn't a simple one. It wasn't like impossible. It wasn't touchline, but it was still a strong conversion.
Do you think he's been to the Tim Simona School of Increasing Your Earnings?
What, Murdoch Masilla?
Yeah. Oh shit, I've got us to lose this.
I don't think many people have markets in this country, at least, on 80th minute tries by Ben Murdoch Masilla.
You get good odds. That's all I'm saying.
But, credit to both the sides for serving up a very exciting second half.
Yeah.
Certainly.
I think this is going to underline what I think will be a theme for both teams this year, which will be inconsistency. You'll see some good results. You'll see some sort of brain fart results as well.
It's why only one or the other will get into the top 8, I feel.
Yeah, agreed.
Stats.
Yes.
The attacking stats in this one were close, only 28 metres in it, the same amount of clean breaks and only one successful offload different between the sides, but it also wasn't defence that helped win it, as 3.4% worst team tackle success for Wakefield, sub 90% on that stat for them, second worst by any team in a game this year. They did, however, have 3 fewer errors, 13 to 16, so high count overall, 5 fewer penalties, 6 to Salford's 11. Salford paid the price for their infringements, first half especially with the 2 sin binnings, so discipline was a discipline and ball control were key factors that helped Wakefield win this one.
Individually then, for the Wakefield Trinity, who stood out?
Well, Reece Lynn grabbed 2 tries. Bill Tupou had a try in 115 metres. David Fafita, 127 metres. He's gone really strong, isn't he, for them? He's putting in a solid shift. Sam Williams, 2 try assists. Scott Grix, who, by all reports, is having a stormer of a return. I think this was his 50th appearance for Wakefield in the end, and he scored 103 metres and 2 clean breaks. For Salford, Gareth O'Brien contributed 2 try assists. Niall Evalds, 136 metres, playing in the centre in this one. Justin Carney outside of him, 10 tackle busts and 122 metres for him returning back. Rocks and Diamonds, I think there was 4 or 5 errors from him too. Lama Tassi, 104 metres.
There you go. Congratulations to Trin. Final game of the weekend down at the Plastic Pitch saw classy Castleford Tigers mauling another side, 34 points to 0 over the hapless Vikings mark.
Yeah, because I was listening on Radio Rhinos because they had both the games interspersed between the two.
Yeah.
Over the commentary. So I followed this one a bit as well on the radio. Did we say how many people?
No, I keep forgetting. Sorry, Bernard. It was 6,396.
Still less than the hastily rearranged game that happened the other week.
Okay.
So, but great travelling support from Castleford from all the pitches. So they're loving life, supporting their team. And we start though.
Be a Castleford fan, isn't it?
We start though with a Widnes fan. Paul O'Brien says, Widnes played well for the first 20 minutes, but then conceded three quick tries to Cass, and Widnes didn't play particularly well after that. Need a leader on the field and a playmaker who will mix things up. Kicking game is still poor, with 90% of last kick plays being up in the air. Cass played well and deserved to win. Some great play from them at times. They are also good in defence. Cass will be a tough team to beat this year.
Taia, Cass fans said a tough first 20 where Widnes could have been out ahead, but once again the interchanges swung the game for the Tigers, and by half time it was pretty much all over. The scrappy second half as Cass found it a bit too easy due to Widnes' errors and penalties. A good win and happy with the 0.
Fat Boy Rob says M62 closed, which meant we ran out of lager on the way. Crisis averted when we found an offie on the way back to the car. The score flattered Cass, but Widnes had nothing in attack. Widnes played well for the first 20 minutes. Ref had a shocker.
And Paul Ludo Lewis says, after the last 2 games, I was starting to think maybe we can surprise people this year. But then I go today and witness a team of badly coached, under-conditioned, ill-disciplined players showing no guile or desire to win. Tell us what you really think, Paul. On the flip side, Cass were great, and Shenton's flick on for their last try even had Widnes fans clapping. Quick betting tip: Cass versus Wigan Grand Final, and Wire versus Widnes in the main event at next year's Summer Bash. I can't see 2 teams being relegated.
I think it was just more.
I know, I was joking.
Yeah.
I know.
Castleford
continue.
I like stuff. Highlight reel, aren't they? They're just that's what they are. An eternal highlight wheel.
I'm looking forward to seeing you lot play them. Can't wait.
Well, everyone's talking about it already. So it's 4 weeks off.
Yeah.
But everyone's talking about it already, or is it 3 weeks off now? Well, it'll be 3 weeks off.
It'll be 3 weeks off now.
It's four rounds. Yeah.
Very exciting.
It will be interesting to see because, as people have mentioned, Castleford's defence is strong too. Although, we're talking about a Widnes side that was short of a few forwards as well as.
I still think to nil anyone at this level is impressive, regardless, because you would still expect a team to the odd try here and there.
I'm just wondering how much hard work they had to do for it. But certainly with the ball in hand, they did some electric stuff again. Yeah. And that hot streak in the first half, they seem to like those in Cheshire when they go to Cheshire, don't they? Because they did the same against Warrington.
They did,
which ultimately swung that game for them, and it swung this game as well because the second half sound like relatively non-eventy, apart from the tries they scored being great to watch.
Yeah,
Shenton scored his 100th Super League try.
Right. Luke Gale crossed the 1,500 point mark as well.
Wow.
In this game.
A couple of individual landmarks here.
We did allude to they referred to it as the Shenton flick-on, but the Greg Eden try, as good as the flick-on was, also Greg Eden taking hold of it and finishing it off was a thing of beauty as well. And that was Greg Eden showing good hands and finishing well.
Yeah, Greg Minikin's tries were top-notch as well for me.
They look I said it before we started, didn't I, that I think Greg Eden could go on and beat Dennis Solomona's record this season, but as you very well pointed out, on the other flank this year they've got young Minikin, and he looks just as dangerous, doesn't he?
Yeah, he was in the centres, lined up in the centres in this one with old man dog botherer outside him. But
the best place to have a dog botherer who's outside you.
But and Junior Moore's tearing it apart.
Yeah.
Sonny Lefeo is loving life in the second row, and everything's coming together at the moment for this Cast side, and it's a joy to behold. And but
they are phenomenal team to watch. Absolutely, and they could be. I'd just have them on TV every week if it was up to me at the moment.
Yeah, well, I had considered going to this one, but before work had kind of derailed those sort of plans, really. Yeah. So, all Castleford and the stats, a massive plus 51 positive negative play differential existed between the two sides' numbers. Mm-hmm. In attack, 340 more metres at 0.9 metres per carry better average game, with 7 breaks to Widnes's 0, 5 more successful offloads in defence, 4.5% better team tackle success, as well as not allowing a single break. They also had 2 fewer errors and conceded 1 fewer penalty to cap off a comprehensive stats win.
Fabulous. And individually then we must have had a ton of people making the round up for Castleford.
Yeah, we've got 5 standouts that were picked out above the rest. Junior Moore, 6 tackle plus 163 metres, 4 successful offloads. Zach Hardacre, a try assist, 118 metres. Matt Cook grabbed another try and 132 metres for him. Impressive start to the season for Matt Cook, and under the radar, impressive start.
Yeah.
Greg Eden with 2 tries, 104 metres, 2 clean breaks. Michael Shenton with a try and 2 try assists.
Anybody stand out for Widnes?
Yeah, Hep Cahill.
Housewives' favourites.
Well, the Dream Team players' favourite, surely. 10 marker tackles and 102 metres, 3 successful offloads, so did a bit of both ways.
Keeps it going. So what does all that mean after 4 rounds then, Mark?
Well, in the standings, Castleford stay top, with Wigan also 100% after 4 rounds. Crisis Club Leeds are in the top 4, with other 2016 middle 8 teams, Salford and Leet, in the top 8 at these early stages. The bottom 3 spots are filled by 3 2016 top 8 sides: Saints, Winless Widnes and Pointless Warrington.
There you go. Okay, so what did all that mean for us in terms of predictions, Super Brew and the Dream Teams, Mark?
Well, Ben Murdoch, Masilla, Costas both going 6 out of 6 this week. We went 5 out of 6. Okay. Cumulatively, you stay at just an edge ahead with 17 to my 16 out of the 28 picks we've done so far. In Super Brew, Alan Cale wears the yellow cap, our friend Shoddy and Mungo, and has risen all the way to 2nd place this week, but it's Colin Render who has taken over at the top. Obviously, all that time on the golf course studying the form and stuff.
Allowing him to get his
centred, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And of course he does listen to Twitter's #1 independent fan rugby league podcast, and that's obviously helping him in his choices.
Well, last week it might have done, because we did quite well.
Exactly.
Dream Team, Paul Wilson has stormed to the top of the table, Leeds fan, with a league best weekly score of 761.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Okay, that's Super League taken care of. Let's take a look now at some results from elsewhere in the world of rugby league. So, to the Championship, Mark. Round 6 this week. We'll start in the southern area of France, where Toulouse were 36 points to 28 winners over Swinton. Plucky performance from the Lions away from home. Bradford Bulls were 44 points to 22 winners over Batley Bulldogs. Dewsbury lost at home by 48 points to 6 against Hull KR. It was Halifax 19, London Broncos 6, Mark. Surprising result there.
Yeah, Ian Gatwood, the Bronco fan, got in touch. He said, a very poor game which Halifax richly deserved to win. London were very lethargic and played with a lack of ideas and ambition. They got away with it at Oldham and Swinton, but at Halifax, who were a very ordinary side, they couldn't and didn't deserve to. Referee Hewer had a very ordinary game and copped out over a neck-high tackle to Bartho, which he placed on the offender on report. Bad day at the office indeed.
Okay, it was Rochdale 26, Oldham 26. Nothing between these two in this Greater Manchester derby.
Great pick for
Game of the week.
Game of the week, Thomas.
Thank you.
I'm thinking of handing the reins over to you that on a permanent basis after this call.
By all means.
Disappointed to find that this wasn't on the... Dr. Bob Phillips says, disappointed to find this wasn't on the radio, but the game was one of knock-ons, niggles and Hornets letting Oldham to get away with the second half, letting themselves down from a good first half. They were 12 down 9 minutes from time, but pulled it back in a near devil's fashion to earn a draw.
There